Happy Monday. Oh my gosh. um, wow. I'm actually nervous about this one. It's intense. It's intense. So, the topic this week is why are you not successful? Okay. So, before I get on that, this live has been sponsored by MDC Sleep Spray. If you value sleep or you just want a good night's rest, check this sleep sprays out. Drop me a comment and I will respond. To those hopping in, so sorry I am not seeing who is on here, but if you drop me a comment, I will surely respond. Thank you so much for joining me. And yes, please click like, click share, and comment. Hey V, thank you so much for joining. Yes, so please click like, click share, and let's keep this going. So the topic for today is why you are not successful. And yeah, it starts with a story. So in 2014, I opened a production company. I mean, it made sense. It is in line with what I want to do. I want to make stories. I want to be in the film industry. I'm passionate about film. And yeah, the list is endless. So, I opened my company 2014 and 2015. You know what? I said, okay, let me give it a good old try and just hustle, make the pots happen type of thing. I wrote my first script draft. It was a periodic story. It was a great concept. I spoke to some people, like well-known producers overseas and local, and first thing they told me, like, this is a great story, but I think you should put it on the shelf for now. Oh, stubborn old me was like, oh hell no. You know what? You don't understand. First of all, this is a black story. This is about history. This is a beautiful, beautiful imagery altogether. And I'm like, okay, no, you know what? I'm going to do this. I applied for funding. I looked for sponsors. I was doing it. I was actually doing it. And at the time, I was unemployed. So I had all the time to focus on my business and what I wanted to do, which was great. And then came summertime. That's when, like, peak season for film. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not getting the funding, but I'm in the film industry. I can build connections. I can make a salary, and then I can fund my business. Great idea. Like, yes, let me do this. I do it. 2015 comes and ends. 2016, this is still the same idea. Meanwhile, I'm actually putting some money into my business. I'm still applying for funding. And with funding, still rejections. I'm not giving up on my story. And then I met with some people and they're like, okay, you know what? Being realistic, this is quite a big budget and you are an unknown. So let's start with something small. I'm like, okay, I can roll with that. Not a problem. I went and I wrote another story, a prequel to my original story. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, okay, this is a good one. Okay, everyone is liking my story. And then after a while, it became, okay, I'm Xhosa. So it's like, okay, this is a Xhosa story. It's got nothing to do with, because I'm Sotho or I'm Tswana. But I didn't let that get me down. But then, what I didn't notice at the time was that the more I worked, the more I prioritized work, and the more I actually put my business in the back burner. It became second to my main thing, which was work at the time. 2017, it's the same. And I found that I was actually spending less time on my business and my ideas and more time at work. And I'm like, no, man, it's not a bad thing. Because, I mean, winter season, that's usually when things are quiet. I can still focus on my business. And I did that. And this year, we went into lockdown. I was like, okay, so this gives me time to actually focus on my business. But the thing is, my trail of thought is still the only way I can supplement my business is through funding or working, and then I can cash inject my business. And this is my thinking, and I'm like, okay, this is very good thinking, until I was in a master class, and then the question was, what do you excel at? I'm like, ooh, what do I excel at work? And another question, where are you most efficient? I was like, most efficient at work. Okay. And what do you do with your time? I'm like, time, I'm at work. I mean, clearly, like, yeah, but what do you do when you are not at work? I watch TV, duh. And then it became, where are you most resilient? Where are you most skilled? Where are you most persevering? And where are you most resourceful? And guess what? It was all work, because my thinking had shifted from my business to my work, and everything started becoming about my work. And that's where my skills grew. My skills grew in work. And I'm like thinking all these years, why is my business not picking up? Why am I not successful? Because all my energy, I transferred from my business to my work, thinking that will supplement, and then I can make what I want to make. But then the more I shifted my thinking towards my work became priority. So you could be sitting right now and thinking, I'm not successful. You are, but it's just that what you want to be successful at has been shifted, because the ideas started coming, ideas started flowing. It was all good, and you were seeing the momentum, and you were moving forward, but it was not moving towards your goal. You set a goal, and this is what you wanted to do, whether it was a relationship, whether it was, then you started shifting that, okay, in order for me to reach this goal, I need to do this. That small thing started becoming a priority. And this is what I like, self-assessing is a very good thing, because you're in the flow of things, and you keep going, and at the end of the day, it's like, this is not the result I wanted. Where could I have gone wrong? You didn't go wrong. You just shifted your energy. And there's this physics law, like I was not really good at physics, but this law stuck, for some reason, it stuck with me, that energy is never created nor lost. Instead, it is transferred. And most of us, we have goals, we have things that we're doing, and those things, instead of them being priority, they become side hustles. They become things to supplement the work, because the work seems more consistent, the work seems to be more than what we want to achieve. But the thing is, we are the creators. So it is up to us to run with the idea, to run with the concept, and make sure it comes to life. And if we don't do that, that's when other people start influencing our ideals, start influencing our opinion of what is great, and start influencing how we go about achieving our goals. So you might be sitting there thinking, no man, I'm not successful. You are successful, but look at what you are committing to. Look at where your skills are used the most. That's why you are successful. And if that is TV, like, then it is TV. You take that time to watch the TV. The sun rises, the sun sets, and you watching TV. If it's you standing there washing cars, and that's where your skill is at. But instead of us working with that, then we start saying, okay, I'm not getting anywhere. We dropped the side hustle as well because that was not the original idea. But because we don't assess and see, okay, this is my original idea. This is what I need to actually work with. We said, like, it will always happen. If you have a great idea, you will be energized to do that idea. You will think of ways to make that idea happen. But then we think of ways of making those ideas happen, and then we start to forget about the main idea because the small idea that is meant to get us to the idea is working so well, and then you're like, okay, I like this, I like where this is going, and then the vision, the long-term vision becomes blurry, and you're like, okay, I'm still good here anyways. I'm still okay. And that's the thing. In the long haul, you think, okay, shit, I'm not successful. Sorry for my language. I'm not successful. You are. But now it's time for you to align with your main goal, your main objective. Look at the small things that you have done. Look at the small things that you've succeeded in. Take that energy and focus on your bigger goal. Focus on the main one that you actually restored. Now I'm like, all those times that I focused on work, I'm like, okay, geez, I could have done so many things. I'm actually sitting with about like 8 scripts that I keep applying funding for. And the money that I've actually injected in my company, I started using it because I was using to get the resources, doing the research for my scripts, but it never moved beyond that because I would cycle back into waiting for work, cycle back into, okay, what now? But we really need this money, and I take some money from the business to make sure that I do the small things, to make sure that I get that script, and then I go back and start looking for funding. Meanwhile, I was like the energy that I was using at work, I was not using on my main goal of starting my production company, of being resourceful in getting the funds to actually make my movies. So for this week, I will encourage you to take that time to look at what you are successful at currently. Most of the time it won't be anything bad, and it won't be that you are actually not succeeding. It's just the one particular thing that you tend to overlook would be the one thing that's actually that's where your success is, and then you can actually shift it into your main goal. So for me, I would say take the time. Take the time to look at those things, the small things, and you will be highly grateful for that, and you can actually move on, soldier on, and make your bigger dreams happen. And thank you so much for joining me today. Please click like, please click share, and remember, you are a masterpiece because you are a piece of the master. Have an awesome week ahead. Thank you so much.